It was the year 1946, and the ravages of World War II were still painfully and indelibly etched into the minds of the gentle, peace-loving Chamorros living on Guam, a small island situated far out in the Pacific Ocean. Yet it was to this war-devastated island, 9,000 miles away from this community, that three courageous women of mercy were to embark on a long and arduous journey, a journey that was to impact radically the course of history of the Catholic Church in the Marianas Islands, Micronesia, and elsewhere. On October 25, 1945, Bishop Apollinaris William Baumgartner, OFM Cap, Vicar Apostolic of Guam, arrived for the first time. He surveyed an island ravaged by this war, with its people struggling desperately to recover and to rebuild everything meaningful in their lives that had been destroyed. Guam was to be under his canonical jurisdiction. One of the first items on the agenda of Bishop Baumgartner was the establishment of a community of women religious. After receiving a number of disappointing responses from religious communities to his poignant letters pleading for help, he finally made contact with the Sisters of Mercy of Belmont, North Carolina, through Mr. James Underwood, a longtime resident of Guam who was a native of Gastonia, North Carolina. In May 1946, the bishop made a formal personal request to Mother Maura Bukite, Superior of the Sisters of Mercy, for a community of sisters on Guam. After long and prayerful deliberations with the sisters, Mother Maura, in consultation with Reverend Abbot Vincent G. Taylor, OSB DD, Ordinary of Belmont, accepted the invitation and agreed to send 3 sisters to Guam. On November 5, 1946, Sisters Mary Inez Underwood, Mr. James Underwood's daughter, Mary Louise Weissenforth, and Mary Annette Bennett arrived on Guam after weeks of traveling on land and sea. It was a day of thanksgiving and rejoicing for the people of Guam. The novelty of convent life was to attract dozens of young girls from the island. On December 6, 1947, 20 young ladies were received into the community. After that special day, reception and profession were to become annual events. The community grew in numbers, basking in the support of the clergy, families, and friends. In time, the first convent in Agana had become overcrowded. Thus, in 1948, a mission house was opened at Ta'i, Manila. 10 novices, with Sister Mary Annette as local superior, moved in. The year 1949 ushered in the beginning of apostolic expansion with the opening of the freshman year of the Academy of Our Lady of Guam, a high school for girls, and Cathedral Grade School, a coeducational elementary and junior high school. Sister Mary Inez, who was also the superior of the community, was principal of both schools. That same year, on August 29, Mercy Convent opened in Inarajan with Sister Mary Redempta Thomas, Josephine Maria, who had just arrived from North Carolina as local superior. By this time, the sisters had started catechetical work in Malolo, Inarajan, Mariso, and Umataq. Later in the same year, groundbreaking ceremony was held for the concrete structure of Ta'i Mercy Convent. On September 2, 1950, Santa Barbara Convent and School were established in Dedido, with Sister Mary Redempta as both local superior and principal. The 7 indigenous school staff of Mercy Sisters would in time be joined by Sister Jean Marie Kinast, who had arrived from Belmont to assist the growing community. Sister Jean Marie was to be the administrator for the first graduating class of 1955. On January 14, 1951, under the direction of Bishop Baumgartner and through the magnanimous generosity of the clergy, families, and friends, a permanent convent and novitiate at Ta'i Mangilo was dedicated, and all the sisters from Agana and Ta'i mission houses moved into the new convent structure and commuted daily to their assigned missions. Mercy Convent, Ta'i, was to be the mother house and formation house for the Sisters of Mercy for many years. Responding to the need of working mothers as early as 1952, the Infant of Prague Nursery was established by Sister Mary Redempta, who was the appointed superior of the Guam community. Sister Mary Dolorita Duda, who arrived from North Carolina with Sisters Mary Scholastica, Mary David Richard, and Mary Richard, was appointed superior for a year until Sister Redempta returned from North Carolina in 1953 and led the community until 1960. Beginning with the early 50s, Sister Inez was to foresee the wisdom of sending sisters off-island for higher studies. Through the outstanding generosity of religious communities from the mainland, many sisters were granted 4-year scholarships to their colleges and universities, returning eventually to assume leadership positions within the community and its expanding ministries. By 1957, the sisters had spread their wings to include the island of Rota in their ministry of catechesis, as well as providing vocational instruction in the summer months. On July 2, 1955, the Guam community celebrated the first final profession of vows at the Dulce Nombre de Maria Cathedral. Mercy Convent in Agana was dedicated in 1959, which housed 24 sisters teaching at the Academy of Our Lady and Cathedral Grade School, with Sister Mary Roberta Titano as local superior. In 1960, a milestone was achieved with the appointment of Guam's daughter, Sister Mary Callista Camacho, as superior of the community. Mercy was growing in wisdom and grace. This same year, St. Anthony's School in Tamuning was opened with Sister Bernadette Marie Leon Guerrero as its first principal. The following year, 1961, the catechetical ministry of the sisters during the summer months extended to the children of military families on Wake Island. Super Typhoon Karen left huge devastation to Ta'i Mercy Convent and Infant of Prague Nursery on November 1962. Renovation followed quickly, allowing the sisters' lives to return to some kind of normalcy while they continued their ministry. In 1963, Sister Mary John Madden from Belmont was appointed superior of the community. During her leadership, Mercy Heights Convent in Oka Tamuning was built, a multi-purpose structure that was to include the newly opened Mercy Heights Nursery and Kindergarten. This property was a donation to the community by Sisters Mary Elaine and Mary Callista Camacho. The Mercy aspiranture moved there from St. Joseph's Hall adjacent to Infant of Prague Nursery at Ta'i. Sister Carlos Marie Torres, the first vocation from Saipan, died on January 14, 1966, the year Mother Mary James Shaw visited the Guam community. On June 16, 1966, the first general chapter was held in Belmont, North Carolina, with delegates from Guam attending. The chapter addressed various facets of renewal and adaptation in religious life, and one of the changes that had been proposed was the designation of the community on Guam as a region. In 1967, Sister Mary Mark Martinez was appointed Regional Superior. On July 11, 1971, the Guam region celebrated its Silver Jubilee and then followed the first Regional Assembly on July 13 with Mother Mary Benignus Hoban, Superior of the Total Community, Belmont, Guam, and Mother Maura Bukite present. On September of the same year, in response to Bishop Felix Berto Flores' request for assistance, Sister Marie-Pierre Martinez assumed the administration of Mount Carmel School in Saipan with Sister Teresa Kitoto, Teresa Paris, as first grade teacher. 2 years later, their work accomplished, the two sisters returned to Guam. Another milestone was achieved in 1972 when Sister Evelyn Muña became the first elected Regional Superior. Sister Maria Goretti Weldon presided over the Guam Community Assembly. During Sister Evelyn's administration, the sisters were to negotiate with the Diocese of Agana for an exchange of building and properties to accommodate the proposed Medical Center of the Marianas, the present Guam Memorial Hospital. Mercy was thus to play a significant role in the island's much-needed health care facility. Negotiation was completed in 1973. The current location of Mercy Heights Convent was completed and dedicated in 1975. Significant in the story of the Guam region's administrative autonomy coming of age was when the financial management and stewardship of the community's assets was assumed by Sister Mary Stephen Torres up to the present time. In 1978, Mother Ensuita Camacho of the Missionaries of St. Francis transferred to our Mercy community, and receiving the name Sister Maria Thecla, she joined the formation community at Tai Convent under the direction of Sister Mary Cabrini Taitano. In 1980, Sister Mary Frances Jerome Cruz was elected Regional Superior and had served 2 4-year terms. Inarohan Convent reopened in 1981, coinciding with the Sisters of Mercy Institute's worldwide celebration of 150 years since its foundation. Yet another milestone for the Guam community was when Sister Evelyn Muña was elected to the Leadership Council of Belmont, North Carolina in 1983. At the end of her term, she returned to Guam and introduced the Associates Program, which was implemented on December 23, 1988. She served as its first director, preceding Sisters Mary Mark, Mary Peter, Bernadette Marie, Marie Pierre, Imelda Marie, Oliva, and Mary Macaulay. During these years, Sister Evelyn also served as superintendent of Catholic schools.